Hello and welcome back to Return of the Obra Dinn. Okay, so as I said last episode, we're gonna be taking a look through this book. In chapter 10, the last chapter before it goes to the glossary, we've got 4 people dead. Out of those 4 people, we've already figured out the fate of 2 of them. William Hoscott, the first mate, who was shot with a gun by Captain Robert Witterell, and Captain Robert Witterell himself, who committed suicide. The 2 people that we have got left in this chapter are this person, who was clubbed by Robert Witterell, and this person, who is knifed by him. Now, as we saw last episode, these marks on the top there are an indication as to how difficult those people are to deduce. So we're going to start with this lad right here. We're going to look at how many memories. 17 memories. And we're just going to look at what happened with him, who he is. He is also, if I remember correctly, he might be the person who shot or who executed this gentleman right here. That might even be a scene depicting that. So I would assume that he's a gunner. Or like a... There is no gunners down here, is there? Alright, so who would actually be the people doing the firing? That's the question I have right now. Because we've got Christian Wolf as the gunner, so he's the one responsible for everyone shooting. And we've got Oros Vieta, the gunner's mate. By the way, where was... something else I wanted to look at was... There's the escape. There's a couple of people who have escaped. And I'd like to see... Because I'm pretty sure I know the face of the gunner. Even though well... Actually, you know what? Let's go back to... I don't know, I'll just be skipping through a lot here. It was before, it was in chapter 3. This right here. Who was it? Edward Nichols, that's Hoscott, that's Witterell. You know what? I'd like to see this memory again. So if you would please help me out with that. How do I do that? Need to go to the corpse again, don't I? Yes, up here on the main deck. I'm in the right place. The corpse is right over there. Let me just have another quick look at you. Chapter 3, Murder, Part 2 of 3.
Hok Seng Lao, you have been found guilty by self-confession of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale.
Okay, it's this person here. He's the gunner.
And by the authority of the East India Company and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line. Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Right, sir. Ready, men. Aim. Fire.
Okay. So the person who spoke at first was the captain. And then Mr. Wolf here. Who is this gentleman? I think. Let me just get another. Yes, it definitely is him. This person right here is where is he? 14, I think. Christian Wolf. Was blasted with a cannon by an unknown attacker. That was the person I think who got shot by the cannon, where I didn't know what actually lit the cannon's fuse. That's my problem with that one. Okay. Is there anyone else in here? I don't think so. Okay, so I've identified him. He was shot by an unknown attacker. That's not entirely true. He was shot by him. And exactly. He is the guy who died right at the bitter end. My bookmarks. He's depicted in this sketch. Yes, it's this guy. The question is, who is he? He perished right at the end. Or they must be in here someplace. They're at the bottom of the sea. That's a lie. So this conversation is with the captain. I'm pretty sure he's English. Wait, I didn't actually intend to do that. Can I go out of this? How do I actually leave here? Oh, door's right there. Is there a chicken just standing here? Okay. What are these people doing? I can probably identify people just by what they're doing at any given moment. He's holding this thing. I don't know what it is actually. He's standing next to the butcher. So he might have something to do with him actually. He's the butcher, Emilio Farrell. He was struck by a tail. Does the butcher have someone who'd... He might be the cook actually, Thomas Sefton. Because I think the butcher himself, even though I just right now don't know where he is. Wait, where's... Oh, he's gone. I've correctly identified him so he doesn't appear on the list anymore. Which makes sense, but doesn't really help me because I want to look at the list and see his exact role again. Yeah, he's a butcher. I feel like he might be the cook. It would fit. He's English. Let me... You. If I zoom in on you, then click tab. Yes. Show me your memory. He only appears in 2. He perishes in the unholy captives. Clear the deck, move the boat to stern and throw the bodies over. What's your footing? Hey there, what's this? Give him to me and I can fry us a solid meal, boys. It is the cook. This person right here is Thomas Sefton, who is struck dead by a beast's tail. Okay, so we've identified another person. Alright. Who are you? Oh, that's O'Farrell. What? Where is your hand? Oh, it's behind that. Sure. That looks a bit menacing. Okay, is he a poet or something? No, he's an artist. ES. Do we have an artist on this list? Artist, Edward Spratt. Yes, we do. Now the question is, he probably... Huh. Can I? Crushed by a beast. He perished here. Okay, yes. This was Edward... Where's his name? The artist. Edward Spratt. Okay. So another person. Good. Anyone else I can identify based on this memory alone? Let me pause here. We've got Lim here, sure, but have we identified this guy here? No, he was spiked. He's probably Formosan royalty. He's a guard of them. Now the problem is there were, I'd assume, more than 4 Formosan people. But that might not be true. There's only 4 Formosan people on ship. So he has to be Chiu Tan. Yeah, correct. Good. Chiu Tan was spiked by a terrible beast. Thomas Sefton was struck dead by a beast's tail. And Edward Spratt was crushed by a terrible beast. Nice. 3 more correct. Only 51 more to go. Okay. Good. Who are you? It is actually that scene. I thought it was just part of the scene, but this is actually the whole scene. Wait, like this Justice at Sea, this is actually the scene that was going on. Christian Wolf, who are you? We've got Edward Nichols, William Hoskett, Robert Wittrell. Let me actually just have a look. I think what would be smart right now is to look at the ship list, or at the crew list, and look at positions, not even necessarily people, but just positions that have multiple people where there's only one remaining. Like, for example, the surgeon and the surgeon's mate. Henry Evans is this guy, even though his fate is unknown. I would feel like James Wallace, the surgeon's mate, was the other person in Henry Evans's room. Let me go back to the right scene. In this scene, where was that? Corpse was moved post-mortem. A bitter cold, which deck is that? This is the oral deck, okay. So let's move out of here for now. We'll get to that. We'll get back to that in the future. I'm pretty sure we would. And let's move down to the all-up deck. Which, where are the stairs? Here are the stairs. 2 floors down. And, okay. Was this or this person? By the stairs. So is this person. Oh, I just noticed. I was saying in a past part, I don't know, I said it a couple times, I think. I don't know what these footsteps are supposed to be. Yep, that's where I'm standing right now. Okay, let's watch his memory again. Chapter 3, a bitter cold. Chapter 2, a bitter cold. He has to be James Wallace. Who are you? Yeah. This has to be James Wallace. Like, looking at the position where he was standing, they were in a completely different position. Let me have a look. Henry Evans, the surgeon. What I'm wondering about is, who is he standing next to? I mean, I can imagine. Actually, those are 2 different pictures, so it wouldn't be weird if that he just wasn't present at this moment in time. Is he really James Wallace? He's apparently not too difficult to identify. Let me watch a couple more of his memories. Let me bookmark them. Show them on the deck map. There were soldiers of the sea. There's this memory right there. Unholy Captives. Unholy Captives Part 1, Part 2. Wait, which chapter is that? 5 and 4 here. Then yeah, so basically his chapter is chapter 5. Where he in the end dies. This is his death, I think. No, it's not, actually. He perished later. We're no use, burn it quick. That doesn't really tell me much. He was present here as well. So yeah, that would make sense, considering they're trying to treat him. Let me check this out. He's on the cargo hold, so another floor down. I'd like to look at that. Because if I see him treating to a patient, or at least standing close by, then I would assume that he is in fact the surgeon's mate. Where am I standing currently? Okay, I'm close. It's this person, probably.
Keep pressure here.
That's the surgeon, Henry Evans. Yes.
What madness is
This is that person who's currently treating his leg.
I've never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself.
Who are you? He's just holding him. Yeah, that's an interesting chapter in its own right. There's a whole lot going on here. But yeah, at this point I'm very sure that this is indeed James Wallace. Now, who are the other people who are around here? Hold him down, what manners does 20 years, Miss Stewart, and never doubt on your sanity. His steward. 20 years his steward.
All's fine, John. Been in worse spots, I think.
This guy was 20 years his steward. Him. He's completely unknown. He appears in 3 memories, and he doesn't die as well. Now the question is, let me go out of this. Back to the crew. His steward. Is steward its own position? It's not, is it? Oh, it is. Ship's steward. Captain steward. Philip Dahl. Or the ship's steward. What exactly is the difference between the ship's steward and the captain's steward? Let me go out of here. Let me go back to the glossary. Steward. Servant to an officer or high-rated crew member performing general duties for the comfort of the employer. Now the question is, does he look more Indian or more Swedish? It's difficult to tell. I could imagine both. James Wallace is dancing with her. Show bookmark his memories. I want to look through all of them. Can I see them if I just quickly flip through them like this? Let me just go to the next bookmarked one. Here. This is exactly where I am right now. He also appears here, where Thomas Sefton was struck dead. Okay, and he appears here on the last ship part off the port side. Yep. God damn it. I always confuse like Q, tab, and escape. Okay, he was here. Did that say 3 others were present? There were not a lot of people here. There was Edward Nichols. Press D again. There was this person here. There was Chiotan, and there was him. Now the question is, if he was the captain's steward, why would he be out alone on this ship? And where can I even, like... He then doesn't appear anymore. So does he just count as escaped? I guess. Probably. Although he doesn't appear under the escaped people, does he? Who are you? Oh, he might be the ship's steward then. I'm not convinced yet that whether he is Swedish or Indian. So I think I'm gonna have to go and look at a different person now. Kind of hit a dead end here. Okay. I can't fully figure out who this guy was. He appears everywhere. Captain, open the door, kick it in. Kick it in. He says kick it in. I mean, he probably is English, so that isn't gonna help me much. But I would like to check, just to make sure. if that is said in an English accent. Because if it's not, then that would probably help me a lot. I don't think it would tell me who it is yet. But it would be an important clue. I am relatively confident that it was said in English though, but you never know.
Captain, open the door. Kick it in.
Kick it in.
Lest we break it down and take more than those shells.
I can't really... It didn't really sound very English. If you get what I'm saying? Like it could have been.
Where are they?
Oh, no, he's English.
Someplace. They're at the bottom of the sea. That's a lie.
No, he definitely is English. Now, the question is, how many English people do we have left? We've got a lot of them. We've got Martin Parr, John Davis, we've got Finlay Dalton, the helmsman, a couple of passengers. Probably wasn't a passenger, is my guess. There's a lot of mate stewards. Paul Moss, do we have the first mate cleared up yet? Yes, we have. Otherwise, I would have said, well, actually, we've got the second mate in Edward Nichols. So I'd assume Samuel Galligan and Edward... No, this isn't Edward Nichols. What am I saying? Did that... Oh, God, no. God damn it. This was a really bad thing to do. Let me go back to this. This was Edward Nichols. Okay. Like, if I had just done that for a person I didn't clearly remember, that would have been horrible. Okay, what I want to look at, though, is Edward Nichols' memories. Preferably some of his first ones. He was present here. Oh, he was the one who killed him, of course. God damn it, wrong button again. He was knifed by Edward Nichols. His next one was here. That doesn't tell me much. Again, 20 others present. Probably not, actually. Wait, this is on the gun deck. So, one down from here. Because my idea is to look at people who are standing close together. So if there's someone next to him, that might be his second mate. Who? Alright, other side. Okay. This guy, I think? Yes, this guy. Okay, let me look for him in here. Edward Nichols. What are you doing? Oh, that's... Again, either the Indian or Swedish person. Who are you guys? I'm unfamiliar with them. Where is he? Is he up here? He probably is then. He's just carrying a box. He was up there. He's a very important person, I'm sure he is, but he's talking with the captain. Right next to him is this bloke who is William Hoscott, the first mate. There's the captain. There's the second mate. He's probably the third or the fourth mate, and he's the other one. Let me have a look at this. At the crew list, at who the third and fourth mate are. They're both English. There's Martin Parrott and John Davis. That doesn't make it any easier. Because they're not exactly... Well, they look very different, of course, but they've got a similar position. I've sort of forgot who I'm even looking for. His second mate. There's Wolf here. What are you doing here? That's the surgeon. Okay, he's taking the thing out. And you? Huh. That's him. Why is he here? And who are you? Oh, that Wallace, isn't it? Yeah, it's Wallace. What are these people doing? Huh. I've come to a point where I'm having trouble in identifying who everyone is. Probably as expected. Who are these people? Chapter 5, Unholy Captives, Part 1 of 4. Oh, those are the people who got spiked.
What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
Am I familiar with both of them? Yes. Who's this person?
One shell.
He looks African, sort of, doesn't he? He was spiked. Do I have African people in here? No, I don't. Well, I mean, he could be New Guinean. I don't know how the people of New Guinea look like, to be honest. I'm just basing that off of him translating this. Because he can't be Formosan because all Formosan people are already identified. But he's still able to speak their language. I mean, he could be Indian, I guess? I don't know. That's the surgeon, that's his mate again. Where are you looking? Who are you? Another person with a gun. Do I have anyone, like any of your IDs? Let me just, wait. I might have an idea who he is. What button was it? Tab. No, I don't. He was just crushed by rigging. How about you? I'm pretty sure I don't know who he is either. And there's this guy as well. They're all sort of together. So what kind of position would they occupy? They might be. What do I have here? I need 5 of them at least, so they're probably seamen, I assume. It could be topmen. China or India. Okay, I don't think I'm going to find out much with these guys. I'm going to go through all of the memories right now, and I'm going to look at whether there's a name somewhere that I can help myself with. Well, there's these 2 Russian people right here. How many Russian people do we have on the ship in general? I think there's a couple, but maybe there's not too many. There's 3. Leonid Volkov, Alarkus Nikishin, and Alexei Toporov. Are there any others up here? No, so these 3 people are Russian. Now 2 of them are seamen and 1 is a topman. What exactly is the difference between these 2 occupations? Glossary. A topman is a higher rated seaman specializing in work above the deck in the sails and rigging. Okay. Whereas a seaman in general is just a low-level crew member responsible for general manual labor on and below the deck. So, for example, these guys are seamen, whereas someone who would be responsible for the rigging or the sails would be a topman. Now, let me go, actually, let me have a look at where did they play poker. That was pretty far at the beginning. This, right? Yes. This is on the orlop deck on the complete opposite side of the ship. So let's go down here and walk all the way up there. And I think it's not this person, is it? It is. Let me get into this memory again. I don't care about any of you. I care about, wait, no, that's the wrong memory, isn't it? It is. Who are you guys, by the way? Oh, they're definitely Russian, aren't they? What I actually want to look at might be your memory though. Yes, that's the memory I wanted to look at. Him. Interesting, so these are the Russians. Question is, can I differentiate them with anyone else? Because let me have a look back at the crew list. What was Sied's nationality? Where was he? He was Indian, okay. We've got the 3 Russians here. We don't have anyone else who'd speak Russian, even if he's not from Russia, do we? No, we don't. Okay. So I think it's safe to assume that these 3 are Russian people. He's here. Where's he? He's over there. And he's here, so I think it's safe to assume if he is shooting the gun, he has to be the higher level. He has to be a higher rank than the other 2. I'm very confident on that. So I'd go as far as to say this lad right here. Wait, was it this person? Wait. Just making sure. Don't want to identify the false person. Yes, this person right here. This person is Leonid Volkov. I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared in the calling. 2 wayward souls disappeared during the events of this chapter. The fates are catalogued here. He disappeared alongside his Russian mate there. I probably shouldn't say mate in the context of a boat, because that actually means something else here. What I'm interested in now is what happened to this guy. He was shot. Person Escape Part 3. Huh, he was shot by that woman. Interesting, but how do I actually differentiate between these 2 Russian blokes? They're both seamen, they're of the same nationality, so as far as I can tell, I'd only be able to differentiate between them if their name was ever mentioned. Get me back to the start to write this chapter, which is here. Stop your cheating, worry about yourself. No names are said in this chapter. Alright, let me continue going through. No names here. Charlie, we've done Charlie. We know who he is. Senor Nichols, yes, we know who Senor Nichols is. Hock, Seng Lao, Nuncio Pasqua, we know both of them. We know Miss Lim. We know Mr. Wolf. Okay. There's nothing, no new information here. On your toes, boys. How can you do this? Load her up. We best push off. Let me go. No names. Keep course due east. We'll reach the Canaries in 3 days. Bucket of stores. I, sir, checked and loaded them myself. Stay quiet and alert. No chance against the Obra Dinn. Miss Lim. He says strange things about the monsters. He said right before he died. Okay. There we go. Mother of God. There is a Russian speaker on this ship. This person. He's also... and this person, the top man as well. But there's no name calling here, is there? No. There's 2 Russian people in this ship. He says, O'Hagan, you're still breathing. Can you row? Nichols, sir. Shoot them for God's sake. I've identified Leonid Volkov here. I've identified Edward Nichols. These 4 passengers, so this has to be O'Hagan. If he was present there. Like, let me just go back. He's apparently difficult to identify, but I've got everyone else. And even if he died, he's still present there, isn't he? So this has to be O'Hagan. Patrick O'Hagan. Wait, no, he can't be because he's the one who died. What? Wait a second. Let me go back to unknown. He's saying, O'Hagan, you're still breathing. We know this guy is Russian. Well, technically we don't. There were 2 Russian speakers on that table. I assumed one of them had, like, all 3 of them were Russian. But that doesn't have to be the case. Now that throws out my argument about the person who's shooting the gun having to be a higher rank than a seaman. But if the person who spoke those words wasn't O'Hagan himself, then it has to be this guy. Let me go out to sea. I need to check this out. Where's this guy, wasn't he? I mean, he looks so Russian though. Where's the door? Here. I'll check out the scene by the sea again, because I need to anyway to find out how he died. Even though I probably won't be able to tell. How exactly do I do that? Accessible only through another corpse. This one, I think. Right? Yes. Correct. Nope. Wrong.
What the hell is going on? What do you
Okay.
know about these things?
Actually
About
though.
the chest and your dead friends.
Okay, let's go back. The other corpse was who we needed. This guy right here. No, what? Wait. Let me go back. I don't want this memory. It was just the wrong memory I was looking at. Wait, where is it? This. What was it? This one. Accessible only through another corpse. Yeah, I need to go back there. Okay. Wrong entry. Let's head to the right corpse then. It's one of these. Which one of these is it? The leftmost, this one. It's not this one really, but...
Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield!
Hold your fire!
This was Edward Nichols who was shot. Do we know who shot him? Who are you? We do know who shot him. Chiotan did. So we can put that in. Shot with a gun from Chiotan. Here we go. One more mystery solved. Is there anyone else still alive or dead here? Doesn't really matter. That's Lim, isn't it? Let's go to her memory. Part 4. Yeah, that's him. It's this guy who's dead and this guy who's dead. I have it. Hold on. Yeah, that was said by him. But he's the one who actually died. No, he died before. He's the one who died. This, didn't he? Actually, no, Lim died here. Sia died next when he died here. So, oh, he died first. That's it. He's reach the Canaries in 3 days. Okay. There's one Russian dude. Give us a weapon. He said. So he's not Russian. Probably. Considering, no, he can't be Russian. Did I identify this person yet? Or is he just not Russian to... No, he's not Russian to begin with. But he died here. Then this happened. O'Hagan, you still breathing. Can you row? Huh. People who were present got lower and lower, the number of people. Where were you in that final one anyway? That final memory? Show me that.
You're still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
O'Hagan, you're still breathing. Can you row? So it can't have been this one. They don't have paddles. O'Hagan is one of these guys. This is Nichols. Is this O'Hagan? He just might be. Yes, because that's Lim. No, I don't want to go into it. This might be O'Hagan though. He was present here. I feel like this is O'Hagan. What happened to him? He got spiked. Pretty sure this is O'Hagan, yes. Patrick O'Hagan. Okay, that was correct. I wasn't fully confident enough to actually go through with it. I forgot I had 2 other memories already solved by that point. But everything worked out. 12 complete. Only 48 to go. And I think that's a good point to end it for this episode. I'll see you guys for more deducing and hopefully getting the right solutions in the next episode. Till then, bye.